Let's start with Costco results because they had strong grocery sales, but weaker trends in some of those discretionary items. What does this tell us just about the state of the consumer at this point heading into that very important holiday season?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a pretty consistent story through all of retail. You have the grocers doing particularly well, in large part because these are the items that food in general, food both at home and away from home, has done incredibly well. In the last couple of years, it's been one of the beneficiaries in spite of waning consumer confidence and inflation numbers. So that's not surprising. The discretionary piece is also not surprising. It's the same story that we heard with Target. Walmart said the same thing in its last earnings call. And you see it in the overall consumer spend numbers that the census releases on a monthly basis, which is categories ranging from apparel to electronics, which are absolutely categories that Costco carries, which just haven't done as well. Home as well is one that's particularly soft in the last year. And Costco, as far as discretionary is concerned, has historically sold a lot of things like fire pits and patio furniture. So there's no doubt that those are categories that are challenged. And you're not seeing the strength even at Costco in those sectors.
The expectations index, as we kind of look at some of the Conference Board data that had come out, showed that consumer short-term outlook for income, business, labor markets, it declined, and expectations falling below 80, a level that historically signals a recession in the next year. If we were to see that, how would that dovetail into the number of consumers that are either signing up as members in Costco or leaning into some of the broader kind of buying in bulk patterns of spending?
Yeah, what is important about Costco's business is that it does tend to be fairly recession-proof, similar to other mass merchants like Walmart, in large part because when a consumer may have lower expectations for the future, they're going to fly to value. And Costco absolutely offers that. We've known that historically, their profit, for the most part, their net income is very correlated to their membership fees. They are not really making that much money off of the sale of the physical goods themselves. And that very much is about passing value on to shoppers. It is very much about providing the best value and the best product assortment that you can for the consumer. I mean, Costco has been incredibly well managed as a company pretty much since its inception. I mean, 10 years ago, it was a $100 billion retailer. Now it's $200 billion. I know that its stock today may be taking a mild hit, but when you also step back and look at its performance over time, its stock price is at nearly its high. Its highest was, I think, last spring in 2022. It's comping that, and it is very comparable to the overall NASDAQ index. So it's actually overall, when you step back and look at the macro and you look back at the bigger picture, it's actually doing very, very well. It's held up in spite of some of these issues related to consumer confidence and the fact that people are pulling back from discretionary.